Final Fantasy XIV Liveletter 71, Part 1 of the 6.2 livestream series. Going into this livestream, we were expecting adjustments for the Trust System for the 2.x main scenario dungeons, Trust System for 2 to 3 Heavensward main scenario dungeons, new weapon enhancements, new Criterion dungeons with variable difficulties for 1 to 4 players, Island Sanctuary debuts, as well as Pandemonium. Moving into the Liveletter, we were given the patch 6.2 title, Buried Memory. It was noted that this was the Japanese term for when you overmeld materia, memories break. It was announced that we can expect this patch late August 2022. In addition to new main scenario, we will be granted Tataru's Grand Endeavor, with the requirement of completing the Shadows of Mach quest line. Additionally, you'll also have the opportunity to continue the Somehow Further Hildebrand quest starting in patch 6.25. Announced alongside this, the Relic questline information for new weapon enhancements was announced that it would be part of the Somehow Further Hildebrand adventures, where you would obtain legendary Manderville weapons. This would be quest-centric progression and receive updates throughout the 6.x process. However, in order to start the Relic questline, you must be up to date with current Hildebrand quest series. Coming in patch 6.25, the Omicrons from Ultima Thule will be a crafting and gathering beast tribe. New dungeon, the Fell Court Troya, will be added in 6.2. This looks really cool, actually, possibly part of the 13th. And it was noted this is where GMs are before they go to work. There will be a new trial and a new extreme trial. Although not given names, it's highly anticipated that these will be one of the 4 fiends. New Pandemonium raid series, Abyssos and Abyssos Savage, will be added for the next 4 fights in the Pandemonium raid series. For the second series of this raid, they will be delaying the Savage release 1 week after the 6.2 launches. This will give all players a fair shot at creating the gear necessary for the upcoming raid and hopefully have a positive influence on the world race. Unreal Trials will finally enter 6.2 with a Heavensward entry, as the new Unreal Trial will be Containment Bay S1T7 Unreal, introducing Sephiroth. While limited information was provided, there will be job adjustments for PvE and PvP in 6.2. This will not include Dragoon and Astrologian job adjustments, as they are too significant to implement in this current patch. In addition, we'll see changes to the critical hit and direct hit attributes during Part 2 of the 6.2 update in Liveletter 72. PvP Series 2 starts on July 5th after the 24-hour maintenance. And we will also see the return of Rival Wings with 6.2. They will continue to make adjustments to the main scenario quest lines, including duty support for Snowcloak, Somal, Keepers of the Lake, Irie, and the Vault. Steps of Faith will be transitioned to a new solo quest battle, and new variant dungeons, a level 90 duty, have been added. Variant dungeons will have variable difficulty, previously introduced as Criterion dungeons. This level 90 casual play is for 1 to 4 players, 4 players when matched. There are no role restrictions, but there are job changes permitted inside. Enemy strength will be determined by party size, and route of progression branches based on player actions, in what sounds like a choose-your-own-adventure style dungeon. The first variant dungeon will be the Sildine Subterrane, where you can explore the depths along a certain someone, to be named at a later time. It's important to note that the NPC will walk with you and talk quite a bit. Depending on the route progression, the story could be different. The dungeons are replayable, and choosing different actions is an incentive to see all the endings. This is just the first of multiple planned iterations of this content. In addition to the variant dungeon battle content, there's an additional difficulty level for 4 players. This comes in the form of the Criterion Dungeon, a level 90 high difficulty challenge for 4-player parties. Parties must be comprised of 1 tank, 1 healer, and 2 DPS. While visually similar to variant dungeons, its overall structure and enemy strength will be entirely different. Each route is predetermined, and there will be no NPCs accompanying you. Yoshida mentioned that you can think of it as another dungeon being the variant style, the first dungeon in the Criterion series being Extreme, and the second being Savage. This high difficulty 4-man content came from a lot of requests from the North American community. In addition to the story mode, Criterion Dungeon 1 was announced with another Sildine Subterrane and another Sildine Subterrane Savage difficulty levels. While no details on rewards were provided, they did give some insight on what the battle content would present. In the normal difficulty, parties of fewer than 4 players would be supplemented via matching, and normal methods of resurrection are prohibited, but each player is granted a limited number of revival actions. This is similar to what is utilized in Delubrum Reginae, as well as Deep Dungeon. Defeated enemies will also not revive even after the party is KO'd. However, in the Another Sildine Subterrane Savage, there will only be allowed pre-formed parties of 4 members. Matching will be unavailable. All methods of resurrection are prohibited, and all defeated enemies will revive if the party is KO'd completely. Enemies will become much stronger if not defeated within a certain time limit. After a short break, the live letter continued with details on Island Sanctuary. Every single player will have their own personal island, and be able to enjoy new casual solo gameplay, including the gathering of materials, care for creatures, building of facilities, crafting of items, and more. They pulled up a graphic briefly, mostly censored, and there was a small black dot on a beach. That dot was a Rogadin, and that was to present the idea of how large the island will be in scale. The Island Sanctuary will allow you to gather materials from nature. Materials that you gather on the island will take up separate inventory space from your standard inventory. You'll be able to craft tools from gathered materials that will help you harvest new resources more effectively. There will also be small animals on the island that you can capture, specifically noting that they could be rare in color and unique, similar to shiny Pokemon. On the island, you can build a base of operations, customize its appearance, and unlock further tools for development. You can also release all of your minions. Release your favorite minions so that they may wander freely within your base. The island will have a special currency similar to what turnips are in Animal Crossing. This special currency is what you will use to acquire rewards. Note, this content is designed to be casual, and they do not expect players to go ham on their island developments. While not initially implemented, they will have flying enabled at some point, and you will have the opportunity to travel to other friends' islands to socialize. There will be no NPCs able to visit your island initially, but if players would like to see this type of content implemented, please provide feedback throughout the Island Sanctuary process. They detailed the complexities to the adventure plate system and how they were going to make changes as they transitioned from the beta to the full release of the program. They announced the new name of the Allegan Tombstone, which will be the Allegan Tombstone of Causality, as well as the addition of new high eye-level crafted gear. But the biggest note for this live letter was that they are adding the ability to repair not only yourself, but other players' gear both in and outside of duties. Adding to the miscellaneous updates at the end of the live letter, they mentioned that they're adding a settable action combo weapon skill display so that you can see actions upgraded by level and see standard and branching views available for each combo type. Glamour Dresser capacity is moving from 400 to 800 slots, and they'll be making adjustments to the order of certain Return to Ivalice quests, which will make the quest Makin' Bacon Bread and Walk On By unavailable. Finally, they showed off some details of the Primals Beyond the Shadow Blu-ray, which will be available for sale on 9/14/2022. It's approximately $59.99 US and will include bonus in-game codes for Close the Distance, Beyond the Shadow, and Hixvent Leonis, Beyond the Shadow Orchestrion rolls. The Immerse Gamepack Final Fantasy XIV edition will include a Sounds of Summer sale. There will also be a free trial available at embody.co/Final Fantasy XIV FFXIV. Japan will be releasing a new TV show featuring entertainers from Yoshimoto Kogyo looking for party members. For a limited time, Eorzea Cafe, opening Kyoto, Nagoya, and Yokohama, Japan, all to feature capsule hotels with Final Fantasy XIV themed rooms. Wednesday, June 15th to Wednesday, August 31st. There were 4 recent important announcements as of July 1st, 2022, including sharing information regarding network delay and packet loss for Final Fantasy XIV, regarding the expansion of Japanese data centers, introducing new worlds to the European data centers, and revisions to the housing ward classifications, all found at the links in the description. And that's a wrap for Final Fantasy XIV Patch 6.2 Liveletter 71, Part 1 of the 6.2 Liveletter series. The next Liveletter will feature additional information on 6.2, as well as the 6.2 Buried Memories trailer. Special thanks to Miyuna over at the Final Fantasy XIV Reddit for live translations. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this type of content. And as always, thanks for watching.